Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Monday. I hope you're having a lovely day. So this is an apartment renovation in Myshuno, and I feel like it's been forever since I've said that out loud, and you don't know how good it felt to say that. I love a good apartment reno. But this is basically an apartment with high school years like exploding all over it. Obviously the stuff that came with high school years is going to translate well into an apartment because it translates well into a home. So it wasn't like an experiment or anything like that, but it was something I wanted to do just because I like the idea of it being a more condensed bite size rather than this large house. Now the funny thing is that my home that I built on not last Saturday but the Saturday before was, what was it, like a 3-bedroom 1.5 bath, and this is a 3-bedroom 3-bathroom. So this is actually larger than the home, and it took me around about the same amount of time minus the landscaping and stuff like that. So I don't really know how that got lost in translation, but it did, and it's fine. I regret nothing. I had a lot of fun making this apartment. I didn't change the downstairs layout a lot. I did open it up a little bit, but it's kind of hard to move that around. Like the stairs are in the same place because if you put them anywhere else, then you have this weird little divot upstairs, and no thank you. And so the downstairs won't look too different, and this is just for reference, we're in 701 Zenview. So there are two Zenview apartments. Both of them are multi-level. They both have 2 levels. And this is the smaller of the two. This is the one where Akira, oh man, I don't remember the other 2 Sims. But there's Akira, the teen, and then the other female. I really can't remember their names, but this is the unit that they live in. And I kicked them out and repurposed it, so I regret nothing. Now I will say I did attempt to make 2 gender-neutral teenage rooms, although one I decorated for kind of a child. I don't ever play in a home that has more than 1 teenager in it. Maybe that's just me and reflective of my gameplay, I don't know. But so one room is more for a child, there's toys and things like that, and one is for teens. Anyway, I tried to make them gender neutral, or at least I started out that way, and best laid plans, it didn't work. My plan was shot. I can't say that phrase. Things got ruined. And it's okay, because I really like the way that the rooms turned out, and I regret nothing. Now I will say the second one for the older child or teen is a little bit more gender neutral. It's very bright, it's very colorful, and I think that works for either gender. There's not anything that's overly feminine or overly masculine, and you could easily change color swatches to fit whatever tastes your sim might have. Now the kids' room is definitely more feminine, and I was gonna go for like a Moonchild vibe, and you'll see that when we get up to it, but I tried. I tried and failed, and I wasn't willing to go and change anything to fit my, internal agenda because, well, it wasn't an agenda, but my internal design, just because I liked the way that it was turning out. Anyway, we've done the bathrooms. Now we're downstairs in the kitchen. I was a little uncomfortable with the lack of windows along this wall, so you really have no choice but to shove the kitchen back here. Ideally, if there had been windows, I would have put the master downstairs and then had the upstairs be bedrooms with like a bonus room. I think that would be nice, but there's no window, so the kitchen is what it had to be, and it's fine. I don't really mind it, but we kept it pretty simple. There's only one area from which to prepare food. I was gonna do an island counter situation. It didn't work out just because the downstairs is a lot smaller than the upstairs. So you can't do any cook together group cooking interactions, I don't think, because I don't think you can use the countertop I cluttered, but it's fine. It's a sacrifice I was willing to make. If you don't enjoy that, or if that's something you really, really want, you can of course remove a few things or add a counterpiece. It'd be really easy to do that. And then we just sort of segue into the dining room. Now initially I was gonna have it be a 6-seat table, as you can see, and I think it works fine. That space is definitely big enough, but I was having a little bit of trouble decorating that wall, one, because I really wanted a window. I'm gonna harp about the windows, And 2, I had trouble with how the living room is going to be laid out because everything was so open, and the wall that would make the most sense for the TV is non-existent because I removed it, and then the other wall that would make the most sense has the door on it. And who puts a TV at the bottom of the stairs? I wouldn't do it. So I wanted to place this half wall. That's where the TV is going to go. I actually shortened it a little bit. I thought I wanted it taller. I did not. I was lying to myself. And I knew that I was going to have to move that dining room table over to even feel good about that situation. So I got rid of one of the chairs. I placed one in that corner. Just in case you have a guest over, you can quickly pop into build mode, scooch that on over to an open slot, and then put it back if you want to, or leave it out. There's definitely room. You could leave a 5th chair there. But if you placed a 6th one, you would not be able to use it. So the sacrifice had to be made, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, I want to say this downstairs area is definitely my vibe. I wanted to go with the 2-tone cabinetry, which is why there's green and white. And I feel like that flows really well into the rest of the space. Since it's all open, it felt like it had to be cohesive. As I get a text, that was rude. So sorry. Silencing that now. Yeah, so it needed to be cohesive, and I feel like this is kind of a boho vibe. This is definitely something I would like for my own living space. Now, I learned this from my mother of all people, and for you to understand that tone, you would have to understand my life, and it's too much to go into right now, but she explained to me, my mom is obsessed with millennials. I think it's because she has 4 millennial children, and she's a baby boomer. And so and she works with a lot of millennials, but she's constantly reading like articles and stuff like that to understand the millennial mind. And I don't fully understand why she's doing that, but whatever, to each their own. And she told me that millennials like a decor style that is basically mid-century modern mixed with a bohemian style. And the second she said it, I was like, yeah, that tracks. That's exactly what I like. So I would love this living room. This is not what my living room looks like. My living room is actually like a navy blue. Well, it's not even anymore, but it was like a navy blue and gold kind of situation. And I don't even like gold that much. So I'm confused as to how we got here, but we did. And I actually just redecorated my office, and I repurposed a lot of the decor that was in the living room to the office just because the space was better suited for it. And yeah, anyway, I love this style. That's a long-winded explanation of that. And I would love this, parts of it. There's a few changes I would make, but they're just for items that aren't available in the game, so it's not even anything major. Yeah. I felt like I talked a lot about nothing just then. I think that couch comes with a full green swatch. I decided not to go full green just because the little throw blanket or Afghan is green and it fit with the curtains and it fit with the countertops. Now it's a slightly different shade of green because The Sims, but I felt like it worked well enough being in the same space that it was okay. It could be a trick of the eyes, I don't know. But then we move on to the upstairs. I did cut out that hallway. It's kind of nothing, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just a few pictures and lights. It's not anything crazy. I also don't decorate that back patio, so don't get excited. I don't use them in the game, so I don't really ever put anything out there, so feel free to check that out to your heart's content. Initially this room was going to be full like yellow, black, and white, and I was gonna go for like a little bit of a werewolf moonchild vibe just because I thought it would be fun, and then I decided to not go that direction. So this room, I think I've already talked about this. This is my second time doing the voiceover, so I've kind of lost the plot on what I've mentioned and what I haven't, but this room ends up being a little bit more girly. Now I think it'll work for both, but I think, so you can see the moon theme kind of going on. I was going for like a nature type of thing, right? And I decided the wallpaper was a little bit too much, and I don't think we have enough like decor items to pull that off fully, not to where I would be happy with the outcome. So I scaled it back a little bit, and I decided to just go for something kind of colorful. It just changed. It changed mid-design, so you'll see me swap out a few things. I would also like to say that I decorate this room for a child sim. And it would be really easy just with the decorations that are already in place to change a few things out and scale it back to a teen's room. Or I guess it'd be upgrading. So if you just swap the radio out, put a different lamp, get rid of the toys, or keep the toys. I would have my teens keep their toys. Just me personally. I still have stuffed animals and stuff from when I was a kid, so I feel like that's not far from realistic. But then get rid of like the nightlight unless you like it, and that bunny again unless you like it, and the toy box, and you have a teen's room that is perfect for your Sims. So it's not anything that would be a super big headache to upgrade, I suppose. Now I placed that mirror on the back of the door, and just like normal, I'm a little bit behind in playtesting, so I don't know if the Sim will walk through that door or not. It'll be playtested before I upload it to the gallery. If you just heard that, my ankle popped and it kind of hurt. But I'll playtest the room just to see. If it doesn't work, I'll just shift it over. It's no big deal. I like the idea of a mirror hanging on the back of the door though. So hopefully it works, fingers crossed. I've placed things on doors before and they usually have no impact on the Sims, but you really never know what's gonna cause a blockage. Or a routing issue, I guess is a better word. I kind of hate that I called it a blockage. Moving on. But yeah, I like this room. I think this actually ends up being my favorite room in the entire build, which shocks me because I really thought the teens room was going to be it. And then I really also like the master. So the bedrooms in this build are just A1 for me personally. But I think this room is a little bit more on the gender neutral scale, which is what I was going for. I just wanted it to be able to function for whatever kind of dynamic you had for your family. But I also recognize that I have the hiccups. There's no way to please everybody as far as dynamics and style and things like that go. So always feel free to customize builds, like, you know, it's always an option. But I think this Sim is clearly into music. I think they're a little bit of a classics kind of person. They like their vinyls. They have a little Bluetooth speaker, maybe their phone's connected, but they're not really into that. They're into the vinyl stuff. And if we had a vinyl record player in the game that looked okay, I would have used it. We don't. I had to move on. It's fine. And then I gave them this desk. So I think they're into streaming, but I also think they're in the chess club. I'm thinking maybe they stream their online chess tournaments. I don't know. And I know that sign above the desk is for the, what is it, the Minty thrift store or something like that? Bubble tea? I can't remember the name of it. But I decided maybe that's their streaming logo, and they had a light, custom light made that's above the thing. I don't know. If you don't like that, you can remove it. But I thought it filled the space nicely. It didn't clash too badly, and it fit the vibe of the room, in my head at least. And we're just adding some clutter and stuff to the desk. Now you'll notice I did swap out which computer they had. I know I used this one in the last build, but that big one was just too big, and it felt like maybe that's not for a teen, maybe that's for an adult or a young adult. It gives me more of a college vibe, I don't know. And then I was trying to use this locker in their room, and it fits, it's fine. I just wasn't sure if they'd be able to use it in a home setting, so I actually get rid of it and replace it with a dresser. And the only reason I was really trying to use it is because when I was around this age, I really wanted a locker in my bedroom. I know that sounds really silly, but they were popular when I was in like late middle and kind of early high school. They were popular. They were everywhere in home furniture stores and stuff like that for teen bedrooms and preteen bedrooms. And I wanted one. I never got one, and it's fine, but I tried. I was feeling a little nostalgic, I think, but that's it for this room. I really, really enjoyed how colorful it was. Normally, I would stay really far away from wallpaper like that, but it works, I think. It didn't feel too overwhelming. But then we move on to the master. Now, I'm imagining this apartment is for a family of 4, so 2 Sims are sharing this room, but I also think that this master would be good for a single Sim. And this one does lean a little bit more feminine just because I wanted to use the glamour kit. No, that's not what it is. Is it glamour? Luxury. Vintage. The vintage kit. And just a lot of their swatches are a little bit more feminine because I knew I wanted to use the makeup table, and that just kind of guided everything for me. But this room could work for either as well. But on that note, I'm going to leave you guys here to enjoy the rest of the build. As always, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below letting me know what you think. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you. I just appreciate you guys being here and giving me a good watch and listening to me ramble. I will be posting the screenshots on Instagram if you want to hop over there and check those out. In the meantime, I will see you on Monday with my next video, and I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Bye, guys.
Come closer, dance for me. Easy, tiger, easy, let your hair down. Come closer.